Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Week 1 edition of the Commissioner's Address for the Border NFL Gurus. Kind of a quiet first week. A lot of your studs really weren't showing up as we kind of thought they were. We did have some breakout performances, though. Some of the rookies that were high draft picks in the NFL draft this season, they came to play. It was an interesting first week, so you know what? Let's get at it, okay? This episode coming to you live from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Typically based at a Lloydminster office, but not this time. So you know what? Let's open up the season here. Let's dive right into Week 1. Let's kick things off with Joe Buck yourself and Suck My Ditka. This one was a real barn burner. Suck My Ditka eking out the win here, 90.16 to 89. Joe Buck yourself needed a massive performance from Julio Jones, which he in fact did get. He put up 26 points. Kicker put up 17 for Suck My Ditka. Hung on to the win. Tough loss opening week for Joe Buck yourself. Look for a strong rebound next week. Moving over to Vic This versus Rays Finkles. This is another dandy. Vic This pulling off the win here, 99.24 to 97.22. Rays Finkles. Vinatieri was 0 points. That's a tough one there. Brandon Marshall showing up for Vic This. 17 points. Who'd have thought on that Jets offense? Jimmy Graham putting up 11. Nice showing there. And it was just a hell of a tight game. But Vic This taking the win, going to 1-0. Moving over to 4-0 versus the Fast and the Curious. 4-0. Picking up a win here. Looks like Aaron Rodgers is a good pickup. And, of course, Gronk. Monster week. 3 TDs, 27 points. Kelsey had a nice week for Fast and the Curious as well, though. So, Gronk just too much to handle this week. He takes 4-0 takes this one 97.88 to 87.34. So that moves him to 1-0, which I think surprises a lot of us. Moving over to Rosterbation versus Billy Large. This one was a fucking laugher. Pretty much out of the gate. Rosterbation taking a 104 to 62, let's call it. Doesn't really matter. DeAndre Hopkins with a monster week, 24 points. Witten, 19 on one hell of a Sunday nighter, I might add. I can't believe Romo didn't throw the pick, but I digress. Peyton Manning with a shade under 5 points. That was a risk he took, Billy, drafting Peyton. He once was a great quarterback, but I think those days are maybe gone, man. It's not looking good. But we'll see. I mean, it's 1 week, right? 1 week. So Billy drops to 0-1. Rosterbation up to 1-0. Peterson versus Watt the. Peterson taking this one 87 to 77. So a nice little 10-point spread. Landry had a nice day. Amir Abdullah. There's one of those rookies we were talking about. He had a nice showing. Shade under 20 points. Not much of a quarterback battle, but defenses were running rampant in this one. So I'll call there, get them back later. Peterson again, taking her by 10, moving him up to 1-0. And to close it out, the Wendell Beckhams beating up on Clug the Plug, 99.02 to 90.44. I for one am surprised that Clug the Plug was even in this thing. I mean, that team is awful. But hey, it was a tight game. 9-point spread. Wendell Beckham's big riding the big game from Tom Brady, 35.6 points, and Carlos Hyde with 30.2 points had a hell of a showing. So he moves up to 1-0. Clug the Plug moving down to 0-1. Interesting week. Haven't really had any trades or anything yet. I'm sure that's coming. I guess we'll wait and see. But anyway, moving into everybody's favorite section here, our jackass of the week. I think it's got to go this week to Billy Spence. Billy only put up 61 points. You drafted Peyton way too early, and it could cost you. You're gonna have to go scouring the waiver wire, maybe dig up a trade here. We'll see what happens. But you got your work cut out for you, man. If he's gonna be putting up stinkers like that week in and week out, you're gonna be in trouble, my friend. You're gonna be in big trouble. But I digress. We'll see what happens. It is only week 1, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Moving into our blowout of the week. Well, that one also belongs to Billy Spence. And Billy Large is the team name. Billy was blown out by 43 points this week, which we kind of talked about. His big performer was Alfred Morris with 12 points. Not much else needs to be said. So, Billy, you get both prestigious titles this week. So, wear them with pride, buddy. Hopefully you don't have them 2 weeks in a row. Looking ahead to next week, things are starting to take shape here a bit. Waiver wire's been pretty quiet yet. We'll see how that goes. Some big targets out there. James Jones, Mariota, who's not on the wire in our league per se, because I was smart enough to draft the guy, just not smart enough to start him. And yeah. No really other Safarian Jenkins. I don't know if he's out there or not. I think he was on somebody's bench here, but activity is going to heat up here. We have one game in the season, right? Lots of football left to be played. Pretty tight games all in all. Heck of a start to the year. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. Keep playing that wire. All hail the commish.